All right, and we're back. Welcome to Sarcasm Speaks. It's Jared and Bob coming at you, and not quite yet, but we will have the celebrity death pool coming up. That should be our next episode, actually. I was trying to put it all together. So we have, obviously, it's us two, and Jones will be with us. Chris will be joining us again, hopefully. All things considered, I think he said he's going to try and make it. And then Mike has also decided to join the 2022 celebrity death pool. So you guys have something to look forward to. First of all, if you're watching on YouTube, hammer the like button, subscribe, rate, review, all that stuff, wherever you're listening, if you're audio only. And it's what we do every year. We've been doing it, I think, since the beginning, right?
I can't remember if we did. We definitely did the last 2 years. I can't remember if we did the year before that.
So I think the first year we did it would have been 2019. And I think it was late. I don't think we did it until February. Because it was one of those things like Jones had said something to us like, hey, you should do it, or this would be cool. And we were like, all right, fuck yeah, let's do it. Let's get on. And then, but it was later. And then obviously the previous 2 years we've done it, in January. And then obviously last year, Chris joined us, who, like I said, will be joining us again. But it's going to be fun, right? We could have, if you watch on YouTube, we could have a quad box going. If we got 4 people on here.
Wouldn't that count be 5? A pent box?
Yeah, actually.
A penthouse?
Yeah, with Jones, Chris, and Mike. Yeah, that's right. There's 5. So we've got a penthouse. We're going to have a penthouse going on Sunday night. So that should be up Monday morning. And we had to put a little pep in our step because we had some
people are dying.
some pretty tough news. 3 days ago? Not even, maybe. I don't know. Bob Saget died.
Yep.
That was fucking crazy. He's 65 years old.
Yep.
So, that's tough. He's a legend in comedy. Obviously, most people know him for Full House. Yeah, of course, that was his biggest thing. But he was actually a phenomenal stand-up comedian. And it was always funny for people that only knew him from Full House
to America's Funniest Home Videos.
Or America's Funniest Home Videos. That's right. I forgot.
Which I saw someone call live TV YouTube.
Yeah.
Which is essentially is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was kind of Tosh.0 before Tosh.0 existed, right? Too.
Yeah, but Tosh.0 used YouTube to get their clips, most likely.
Right.
It was Billy Internet when he was doing this.
Yeah. Yeah. It was, people had to send in their video submissions. So
by tape.
Yeah. And for a brief time, DVD. That's tough, so he was obviously on America's Funniest Videos, but his stand-up was great. And it was surprising for a lot of people that weren't familiar with him as a stand-up, who then would go watch him and be like, who is this guy? Because he was raunchy, he was dirty, he was gross, he was hilarious. And it's really unfortunate that he died the other day at 65 years old. They don't know why yet, but my guess would probably be heart attack. The police department came out and said there's no suspected foul play or drug use involved. So, I mean, it happens, right? People drop dead from fucking random shit all the time. So, just sucks that it was him. But because of that, we will expedite this celebrity 2022 death pool for Sarcasm Speaks And fuck it, we'll call it the 4th annual, because who cares? no one's going to go back to the episodes we released in 2019 anyway. So
someone's gonna fact check us now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a fact-based podcast.
So our 4th annual celebrity death pool will be coming up, coming to you guys on Monday morning. We got that. What is the haps? Oh, geez, which way do I want to take this? Let's just do this now, because I don't want to talk about COVID anymore. But this is we spent a lot of time on it, like the last episode and the episode prior. But this is interesting. This is good news on the COVID front. This is potential that, another sign that we might be moving forward through things. And of all entities, the NCAA has come through, and they released a report. I'll just read you the opening to this article that's called "Athletes who had COVID will be considered, quote, fully vaccinated," NCAA says in new guidelines. So the NCAA on Thursday, so that's this past Thursday, released its new COVID-19 guidance for winter sports, and it contains some important news. As ESPN reports, the NCAA COVID-19 Medical Advisory Group updated its definition of fully vaccinated to account for various new vaccinations, boosters, and immunity factors. So they go through and they tell you which one. It doesn't really matter. They're like, it's 2 months for Johnson & Johnson, within 5 months of Pfizer, and all this, and boosters, all that. Doesn't really matter. I don't care. The important thing of this guideline is that they included the following: individuals within 90 days of a documented COVID-19 infection fall within the equivalent of, quote, fully vaccinated. So the NCAA is allowing kids that have had COVID within the last 90 days to be on the same level as fully vaccinated, which means that they are recognizing natural immunity as a real thing, right? Which is a huge step forward, because people have been clamoring for this for months now, and government organizations and media outlets and everything has been like, nope, just shut up and get boosted. Shut up. That's how long we've been into this. Shut up and get your shot. And now it's, now you have to get boosted. So the NCAA, kudos to them. I'm not a huge fan of the NCAA because I think it's massively corrupt. But they've done 2 good things in the last 2 years. And one of them is the image and likeness thing that allows student athletes to actually get paid for their image and likeness. And now this, where they recognize natural immunity as a real thing from COVID. So hopefully some of these other organizations and maybe, God forbid, companies start to follow suit.
I mean, I like the idea of it. I do. But like the 90-day thing, like the 90-day moratorium, whatever the fuck that is, that doesn't change much. It just doesn't do a whole lot.
Yeah,
it's a shift in attitude, and I'm okay with the shift in attitude, but like, really, 90 days, that's it.
Yeah, I'm interested to know what happens after that. So now this is the NCAA, right? So college seasons aren't super long to begin with.
They should be 12 weeks.
Which is roughly what?
I don't know, 7 times 12, 94?
120 days. Because three months is,
that doesn't check out.
3 months is roughly 90 days. So 4 months would be an extra 30 days. So that's roughly 120 days. So what happens to someone that gets COVID gets cleared for 90 days, but then like their season, what if they get it in the beginning or before the season? You know what I mean? And their 90-day period ends somewhere in the middle of the season. Can they now miraculously not play their games on day 91?
Correct.
Yeah, no, I know. I think that is the rule, and I think it's asinine. So although it's a step in the right direction,
yeah, that's all I'm saying.
It's still stupid.
It's a step in the right direction, but it still doesn't change a whole lot.
Yeah.
And the schools are just going to override that. The schools that want COVID to hang around forever,
right,
will say, no, you must have shots.
Yeah. I guess what this does is it opens the door for people with religious and medical exemptions. So like, I don't know of anyone like this in college yet. We might find out in college basketball. But actually, no, the season already started. So I don't know, maybe we won't find anybody, but my first thought would be like someone like a Kyrie Irving, right? Who refuses to get vaccinated, which it's his right to not get vaccinated. If he were in college, this would theoretically open the door for him to play if he got it, right? So he would need to get it.
Yeah, so he would get 90 days minus time for quarantine. So 80 to 85 days.
Right.
I mean, that's not a full season for these kids. So
right. It's not. But
and it's got a timeout to your favor. You know, if you get it 6 weeks before the season starts, you can start the season, but you've only got, you know, what, 6 more weeks? How many? Can I do math? Five more weeks.
Yeah.
I mean,
so what you want to do is sit out the beginning part of the season, get it halfway through, and then play the end of the season.
Nope, they're still going to strong arm everyone into getting it.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm looking for more signs, like when the federal government says that this needs to be done, like we can't do anything federally because no one can control what's happening right now. And it's fucking disgusting to think that a college or a government or a company can stop what's happening with the way that this thing's spreading.
Oh yeah. It is really dumb.
But they're all cunts and they all think they know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's like one more piece to the puzzle though. Like I said, like we both said it's a step in the right direction. But it's one more piece in the puzzle, right? Where we've had in the last 2 weeks, Biden has said there's no federal solution. The CDC director has said that people are dying with COVID. No, the CDC director said that 75% of the people in the hospital that died had an average of 4 comorbidities. Fauci has said that people are going to the hospital with COVID, not from COVID. Now the NCAA says that if you had it, natural immunity counts for something. Like, we're getting little bits here and there. We're slowly but surely. I think we're finally, like, we can see the light at the end of the tunnel, but it's still a very small light. You know what I mean? It's not like we're like, you know, can throw a rock and be out of this thing. We're still in the tunnel, but we can at least see the light at the end of it at this point. I feel like, at least. I think realistically, somewhere in the summertime will pretty much be done. I would say for sure by the midterm elections in November. But I think they're going to start to try and spin it somewhere around, you know, August-ish, July, August, because they're already starting to spin it, right? And then now the people on the left they're eventually, the narrative is going to be, you know, in August, look, we did it. Look at everything that we did. It was because we locked down. It's because we made everyone get boosters. It's because we were tough on the unvaccinated. It's because we did all this. Now that, look at where we are. this is what you can thank us for this. And they're going to try and ride that into November. And it's not going to work because people are so far gone at this point. You could run a fucking dog and they would beat anyone that's a fucking hardcore leftist.
If that's the case, I'll be putting fucking post notifications on Defiant L's. That's what I will be doing.
Did you follow them now on Twitter?
Yep.
They're awesome, right?
Yeah, it's great.
My favorite thing, this was awesome. This was today. I gotta find it right now.
Is it the pedophile one?
Yes.
Yeah, I've got it right here.
Yeah. All right. So read that off. Explain that to people.
I'm going to read it and then I have questions. So yeah. USA Today, blue check mark. The Department of State estimates that as many as 24.9 million adults and children are trapped in some form of human trafficking around the world, including the United States. Hashtag National Human Trafficking Awareness Month. Hashtag Wear Blue Day.
Yep.
And then
can you give us the timestamp on that?
8 a.m. today.
Yep.
At 10 a.m. today, US Today Life, different Twitter, still blue check mark. We think we know what a pedophile is. There's a lot we're misunderstanding.
Yep.
What part of pedophile are we misunderstanding?
That is a great question.
Oh, okay. Here we go. So if you go into the comments, there's a second part.
Oh, great.
When most of the public thinks of pedophilia, they assume it's synonymous with child sexual abuse. A pedophile is an adult who is sexually attracted to children, but not all pedophiles abuse kids. And some people who sexually abuse kids are not pedophiles.
That doesn't seem to make sense to me.
I'm just trying to work on this because why? First of all, why are they trying to fucking change the definition of pedophilia? I don't think there's people outside of fucking pedophiles. There's not that many people trying to like change the definition of pedophilia. That's like one thing, like that and cruelty to animals. Yep. Humans can actually unite against. Yes. Don't touch kids. Don't fucking kick dogs. Like
yes. Yep.
Those are two things that generally everyone can kind of get down.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Democrat, Republican, fucking green, blue,
alien,
black, fucking alien. You don't touch kids and you don't hurt dogs.
So
or any animal really. Because like you don't like I was gonna say don't fuck with cats, but that's a fucking Netflix thing. But seriously, don't fuck with cats or dogs. Like no animals.
So it says a pedophile is an adult who is sexually attracted to children, but not all pedophiles abuse kids. And some people who sexually abuse kids are not pedophiles.
So they're trying to say that being a pedophile isn't bad.
It fucking absolutely is.
1000%. There is no universe.
No, there's no way that you can spin this to make it fucking all right.
No. Also, secondly, same organization. USA Today is the group that tweeted the first tweet at 8 a.m. USA Today Life is the group that tweeted at 10 a.m. Same organization. USA Today Life is a sub-branch, it's part of the USA Today umbrella, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. According to their Twitter bio, USA Today Life provides the latest entertainment and celebrity news, along with movie and TV reviews from USA Today, updated by the Life staff. So it's the same organization, tweeted 2 hours apart. One about the Department of State estimating how many people are trapped in human trafficking for Human Trafficking Awareness Month. And then 2 hours later, we think we know what a pedophile is. There's a lot we're misunderstanding. Nope. Pretty sure.
So they kept
we're pretty clear. Oh yeah, they doubled, tripled down.
USA Today Life they kept going with this. Do you want me to keep going?
Yeah.
Ann Salter, a psychologist, author, and internationally recognized expert, has done over 500 evaluations of high-risk sex offenders, said there is overlap between pedophiles and child molesters, but they aren't the same. Experts say pedophiles can be taught self-control and compensatory strategies. Some fucking PhD fuck said pedophiles need better access to therapy, which can be difficult since those afflicted may be ashamed to seek help or worried about being reported to the authorities if they do. Salter said treatment for pedophiles should be encouraged, but without minimizing the impact abuse has on victims' lives. And then there's a quote from her. Pedophiles may not have control over the fact that they are attracted to kids, but they are responsible for whether they do or don't act on it. Are you fucking kidding me?
This is absolutely ridiculous. Can you go back and not the last sentence, but the sentence before that? Can you read that again?
Salter said treatment for pedophiles should be encouraged, but without minimizing the impact abuse has on victims' lives.
There you go. That sentence right there. The impact it has on abuse victims' lives. Didn't you just tell me that not all pedophiles abuse kids? So Salter does not want to minimize the impact that abuse has on victims' lives. Right.
But she's also making the argument, or this article is making the argument, that not all pedophiles abuse. They're arguing semantics. They want pedophile and child molester to be different terms.
Yeah, and they're not.
And listen, like, you can argue whatever you want. You're never gonna fucking tell me that someone's going to be able to fucking call themselves a pedophile, and I'm not going to want the urge to fucking punch him in the jaw.
Correct.
It's like, oh, well, I'm not a child molester. I'm just a pedophile. And I'm like, I fucking hate you regardless. Fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even have or want kids, and fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's fucking gross, and it's fucked. It is up there, right? It is probably number one for me. And like we already said, the animals thing sits at number 2. Like, if you do either of those things, in my eyes, you can die. I don't care. You can die in any way possible too. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. You can just you can get a whole lot of fucking dead.
Yeah. I'm just get out of here. Like, why of all hills to die on, of all fucking hills.
Well, it's probably like trying to prop up the NAMBLA stuff, right?
Well, I was going to say, someone's paying for something here, because that article doesn't show up just because they're fucking bored.
Right.
Fucking what does USA Today have to gain by trying to make a distinction between pedophiles and child molesters? Dude, I'm sorry. Like, I don't give a fuck. I know it's 2021. If you're sexually attracted to kids, you might want to fucking hide that and take it to the fucking grave with you.
Yeah.
Seriously. There's no fucking, like, dude, I'm sorry. Like, and what they are saying is research shows people are kind of born that way. Like, you're born sexually attracted to kids. Well, guess what? If you want to fucking function in life, you better fucking work all fucking day as hard as you fucking can to suppress that. Because there's no fucking chance that that's okay in any stretch of the imagination.
Nope.
That will never be fucking accepted. And I don't give a fuck if that makes me a bigot. I will be on record first fucking anti-pedophile bigot. I don't give a fuck. I'll wear that badge.
Yeah, I'll sign my name to that.
That's fine. I'm good with that.
I'll sign right on the dotted line. I don't care.
Like USA Today, that's the hill that you're going to try to fucking die on. There's plenty of shit going on. Actually, I commend you for not writing a COVID article, but this wasn't it. This was not fucking it.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
So again, to be fair, it's the USA Today Life branch. So like, I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know the structure.
It's USA
of their
Today's in the name. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Like your brands are a representation of you, especially when they share the name. Now, if you were to tell me that if you want to tell me the Washington Mailbag came out with that shit, and I'd be like, oh, fuck the Washington Mailbag. But the USA Today owns the Washington Mailbag, I would never know the fucking difference.
Right.
But USA Today Life has USA Today in the name. Therefore, that's a direct link.
Yeah.
So fuck you and everything you fucking stand for. Not that anyone even reads the USA Today. Do they still give those out for free outside a hotel room anymore or what?
Probably.
Because that's the only time people read the fucking USA Today.
Yeah. Seriously. I don't remember the last time I even saw it.
And like, never mind, like online USA Today articles are usually pretty shitty.
Yep. They're all behind paywalls too.
Well, they said that this was behind a paywall.
Yeah.
So this was behind a paywall. It went with the big long thread on Twitter that no one could read. So what do you think's going to happen? Everyone jumps to their own conclusions. They delete the thread and unlock the paywall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck out of here with your pedophile bullshit.
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous.
And well, I mean, if we're gonna do this, then I guess Epstein's a great guy, just misunderstood, right? Or do we have any evidence of child molestation? Probably, but
yeah, I think there is sufficient evidence.
Is there? If there actually is, then okay, so child molestation.
I mean, there's allegations. It was never proven because he never went to trial.
Okay, all right. So as the proof stands today, USA Today would tell you, and I'm putting words in their mouth, so I'm doing this today.
Yeah, but hey,
USA Today
decided to run this.
Yeah, they decided to put this out there. So USA Today would argue that a person that we can prove was hanging around with children, but we cannot prove that he molested them. We can't. I mean, he probably did, but
yeah,
definitely did.
He definitely did.
Definitely did. But USA Today, if we're going to argue semantics, you can't prove it because he's dead. So USA Today would say he's just misunderstood. He didn't have access to the proper therapy.
Yeah. He just needed more therapy.
Needed more therapy. Not enough therapy.
Yeah. Not the manual kind either.
Yeah. And it's hard for him to seek therapy because, I don't even remember what it said in here, but it's like their access to therapy. They're concerned. That should fucking say everything. If you're concerned to go to therapy about one of your problems.
Yeah.
Especially if we're suggesting that this happens at birth. So it's a biological thing.
Which I have a hard time.
That's fine. Whatever. If the research says it, let's just roll with it for now.
Yeah.
You don't have to agree with the research. I didn't read the paper.
Yeah. I mean,
now
we literally just said in the last episode, you can make research and stats,
anything
say whatever you want.
Actually, we were looking at it today. Depending on the research you look at, either turf versus grass fields, it either causes more ACL injuries or it has no difference in ACL injuries, just depending on the paper you pull. Sick.
Yep.
Like we were just curious because Bama SEC schools typically play on grass.
Yeah.
And Bama played 2 neutral site games and lost 2 receivers to ACLs.
Yeah.
So I guess it just depends on the article, but whatever. Yeah. So if it's a biological issue, pedophilia, that's where it's a biological thing.
Right.
Well, you could say addiction's biological, but what you get addicted to changes. So like, you're not a heroin addict by biology.
Right.
You have an addictive personality or addictive habits, and you just chose heroin.
Yeah.
But if this is like, they're trying to prop this up and saying like, these people can't do anything about it. It's like fucking A. They can't do anything about it, but they can't go to therapy for fear of someone going to the authorities on them. So now it's starting to sound illegal.
Right. Right.
So now I don't know what client confidentiality is, but if you went to a therapist and said something like, "Oh, I'm a heroin addict," and that therapist might say, "All right, well, are you high right now?" "No, I'm good right now." Like, okay, well, there's nothing. We're good. Oh, but I tonight I'm gonna go get a shipment from the docks of all this black tar heroin. But it's confidential, right? You can't tell anyone. Like, no, you what you're doing is illegal.
Yes.
Despite being in therapy, you can't, tell the therapist that you're bringing in a shipment of black tar heroin.
Right. Right.
Straight from China.
Everyone knows if you're going to do that, you have to tell a priest. They're bound to different rules. You can tell a priest that you killed someone and they can't say anything.
Yeah, priest, great guys.
Yeah. So make sure you go to the priest and tell them that you're in love with little boys. And then maybe
God,
they'll be like, "Oh, hey, me too." And then you guys can bond over it. And then you can both get run over by fucking semi trucks. How's that sound?
Fuck that. That's so fucking annoying. Yeah. Fuck USA Today.
Yeah,
that's so bad.
Anybody that tries to spin that narrative, right?
Fuck that.
And like we said before, like it had to have been paid for by somebody, right? Like NAMBLA. That's the one that comes to mind.
Well, it's the only one I really know. But
yeah. That I didn't even know about until like last year, right? I think you told me on this show what it was. What is it? North American?
Oh, the North American Marlon Brando lookalikes.
Yeah.
Is it North American or National Association? Man Boy Love Association.
Yeah.
Oh, so it would have to be North American Man Boy Love Association. NAMBLA.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you need any info on it, just go watch the South Park episode. That's where I learned everything. I everything there.
Yeah. So, I mean, fuck USA Today. Shout out to Defiant L's again. That was a good shift from COVID to pedophiles. That's good. That's good hatred.
I do. This is pretty good too. Just on Defiant L's from 2 days ago. Guy tweeted out in 2018, transgender women are men. If they don't know what gender they are, how can they be trusted in combat? For those who, and this is a couple days ago, for those who need to hear this, transgender women are women. Get over it. Same guy.
Yep.
David Weissman.
Yeah.
Blue check mark.
Yeah, I saw that the other day too. Like I said, Defiant L's is awesome.
Oh, if
you guys
awesome.
aren't
That's
following
so
them
good.
on Twitter, you're missing out.
There's nothing I love more than people making like a fucking hard stance on something.
Yeah.
And forgetting they did it and just completely going the other way.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. Well, because then the retort from those people is always, "Oh, well, you're allowed to change your opinions." And it's like, you are, right? But as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I know, there really hasn't been too much of you like admitting that you changed your opinion. You know what I mean? Like,
so here's a question.
Example,
Andrew Goss, U.S. Air Force, USAF, in September of 2020. I will never take a Trump vaccine, ever, ever, ever. 2 years later, or a year and a half later, if you're in the military and you refuse the vaccine, they should kick your ass out. Oh, okay. Are you allowed to change your opinion when you say, "I will never take a Trump vaccine, ever, ever, ever"? And then you completely change your opinion. So you just, "Oh, well, you're allowed to change your opinion because..." No, fuck you. No, you don't. No, you don't get to change your opinion in that example. Fuck
right.
that.
So that's what I was going to get at. There's two things here. One, you just said it. You don't get to change your opinion when you're that steadfast on it and you're that big of a fucking asshole about it. Two, if you are going to change your opinion on something, where have you been as far as like actually as it goes, as it changes, right? So give me all of that in between time. Did you say like, I will never take a Trump vaccine ever, 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 and then be like, well, it turns out the Trump vaccines actually work. Well, I guess these vaccines are cool. Like, if that was a scenario, I can at least follow the logic. I'm still not okay with it. You're still a dickhead, but I can at least follow the logic. But I'm willing to bet at least 90% of those tweets from Defiant L's, there's no logic.
No, it's hypocritical.
It's I'm over here and then I'm over there. Which way's the wind blowing today? Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Speaking of wind, Pat should have a nice game this weekend.
Oh yeah, isn't this
when's this coming out? Thursday? This is coming out Thursday?
Yeah, it's going to be 0 degrees.
As of today, the low is 1, the high is 9. It's an 8:15 p.m. kickoff.
Do they have a wind yet?
Yeah, I can pull that up. Pull up whatever I need, right?
Yeah.
Weather, Buffalo.
I mean, it's probably not going to be 50-mile-an-hour winds like it was last time.
Saturday at 8, it'll be 5 degrees with 7-mile-an-hour winds. That's nothing.
Yeah, that's a light breeze. Yeah, but what's the wind chill?
Yeah, what does it feel like?
It's a balmy 5 degrees. Oh, it's a warm breeze. It's 5 degrees, but it's a warm breeze.
But it's got to be it comes off one of the lakes, right? In Buffalo, one of the Great Lakes.
Yeah, I would imagine.
It's near a lake, right?
Yeah, it's surrounded by them. There's 2 of them right there.
Which ones?
Ontario.
Oh, everyone knows Ontario has a warm breeze.
And what's the other one? I think Ontario is the main one. Huron or Erie might be one over there. Because I know Superior and Michigan are on the other side.
I don't know. I don't know my lakes.
I don't know.
But everyone knows. So I don't know my lakes, but everyone knows Ontario has the warmest breeze coming off it. It'll actually feel hot there, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Lake breeze.
So that oh, actually, hey, shameless plug. You can find my article on my picks this weekend for every single game in the Super Wildcard weekend on UltimateSportsNetworks.com.
By the way, just because they added a game aside doesn't make it super in any fucking way. That's dumb as fucking.
Yeah, thing. It's really a dumb thing.
Really fucking stupid.
Super Wildcard weekend. It's still Wildcard weekend. You
I'm
just
look at your bets right now.
Do you want to go ahead and look at my week 18 bets? Because
I'm looking at your week 18 right now.
Yeah.
Wait, did you post the new ones yet?
No, I haven't posted the wild card ones yet.
Oh,
I posted my head coaching predictions.
KC minus 11 loss. Philly, Dallas over, that hit. Pittsburgh win. Cincinnati, Cleveland, did they stay under 38?
Yep.
Tennessee win. Washington win. Minnesota, that ended up winning, right?
Yep.
Colts team total loss. Green Bay, Detroit, did they go over?
Yep.
Jets cover. Miami cover. That was the easiest bet of the week. New Orleans cover. Yep, they covered. Yep. San Francisco money line. That's a plus 1.8 units.
Yep.
Assuming it's a 1 unit play. Seattle. They lost, didn't they? Didn't they get killed?
No, they won. They won outright.
They won outright?
They beat Arizona.
Tampa Bay cover. Then the over in the night game.
Yep.
How much of it did you bet?
Maybe 4 or 5 of them. And
just be fucking better next time.
So all together, my week 18 picks from that article went 12-4. So
how did your bets do?
5-1.
Not
The
bad.
only one I lost was I took the AJ Green prop over yards, and he had like 2 catches for like 14 yards. But yeah, 5-1 on the weekend.
Not bad.
Yeah. So again, you can catch me at ultimatesportsnetworks.com over there. And if you're going to, those should be out probably either today or tomorrow for those that are listening to it. So either Thursday or Friday. And you could look at my head coaching predictions. I didn't have the Giants on there because that's new. But also, if you're going to place those bets, you're going to want to go to mybookie.com and use our promo code SarcasmPod to double your first deposit when you sign up to $1,000. So again, mybookie.com, promo code SarcasmPod, double your first deposit. And if you follow my picks, like last week, you could have made a lot of money. Will I be able to do it again this week? I don't know. We'll see. I also I'll give you a little tease right here. And shout out to Nick, friend of the show on this one. I like the 49ers money line again this week against the Cowboys. So that'll be my one pick tease that I give out. You're going to have to go read the rest and then go to mybookie.com and make your bets. So we get that out of the way. Let's actually, you know what? Let's stick with the sports theme for a hot second.
Sports.
So we've got the MLB Hall of Fame ballot, right? Those have been trickling in. I don't know when the deadline is to get them in, or if it already passed and now they're just becoming public. I don't know what the deal is, but some of them are becoming public little by little. And today, Boston's amazing sports writer from the Boston Globe, Dan Shaughnessy, made his ballot public. And for the second year in a row, do you know what he did? He voted for one player. That one player, Jeff Kent.
That's so bad. Jeff Kent is not a Hall of Famer.
No. Dan Shaughnessy is a cunt. He's a huge asshole, and it's absolutely it's ridiculous. It's a waste of time. He's just a dick, right? Like that's stupid. So do you want me to read you who's on the ballot, or do you want to see if you can find it?
Oh, I have a general idea of who's on it.
All right. So I'm looking at the ballot right now.
I am too.
So if you were a Hall of Fame voter, you get to vote for up to 10 people. Who are you going to put in the list?
Clemens, Ortiz. I would look further into Andy Pettitte. I don't know how good he actually was. So Andy Pettitte would warrant further looks. What I have, I had Clemens, Ortiz, Pettitte's a maybe. So that's 2. Manny, A-Rod, that's 4. I'd have to look at Scott Rowland. I don't know why he's like almost a shoe-in. I thought Scott Rowland was a very good player, but whatever.
Yeah.
Schilling, Sosa. So I think I'm putting 6 in.
Okay.
Clemens, Ortiz, Ramirez, Rodriguez, that's 4. Schilling, Sosa, that's 6. And then I would look further into Scott Rowland and Andy Pettitte.
Okay.
I would look further into Omar Vizquel too.
Yeah, I mean, he played for like a million years.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he had some decent
in
numbers.
Sheffield. I would again, I'm doing this on the fly.
Yeah.
So, but I want to look further into those guys and see. Oh, did I miss Bonds? I missed Bonds. I'm putting Bonds in.
Yeah. Okay, good. I'm glad you said that.
I just missed them.
Because I was going to say I had a very similar one, but I'm including someone that you left off. But cool, you got him on the list.
Yeah, I just missed his ass.
if I go through, again, I'm pretty similar. I got Bonds, Clemens, Ortiz. Again, I'm also on the fence about Pettit. Manny's getting my vote. A-Rod's getting a vote. Schilling's getting a vote. And I'm also giving a vote to Gary Sheffield. So that's six or seven, right? What did I say? Bonds, Clemens, Ortiz, Manny, A-Rod, Schilling, Sheffield. That's seven. So those are the seven guys that I would vote for. The ridiculousness that is the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame is just that, right? It's absolutely ridiculous. It's children being children. You want to talk about petty, old, crotchety white men. You got to look at the Baseball Writers Association of America. The BBWAA is the textbook definition of petty, crotchety, old, grumpy white men who suck. It's full of them. The fact that this is Barry Bonds, this is the final year on the ballot for Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, and Curt Schilling. So what do they get? 10 years now? It used to be 15, but now they get 10. And then they have not made it in. And everyone's going to be like, whoa, but steroids. Everybody was doing steroids. So the pitcher that was throwing Barry Bonds the ball was on steroids, who Barry Bonds, also on steroids, hit his home runs off of. Like, Barry Bonds was, in my opinion, the most feared hitter in the history of Major League Baseball.
Based on the actions of other teams at the time when he was playing, that should be a correct statement, because the amount of times that he had walks, the amount of intentional walks, they would even walk him to walk in a run.
I was just going to say, how many times did he get walked when the bases were loaded? Because they said, we don't give a fuck. We'd rather give up one run than four when he hits a fucking home run. Like, how many times has Mike Trout been walked when the bases are loaded? How many times
it's not the same.
How many times did A-Rod ever get walked with the bases loaded? You know what I mean? Like, nobody ever. And it happened multiple times to Barry Bonds. In my opinion, without a doubt, the most feared hitter in Major League Baseball history. Nobody was walking Babe Ruth with the bases loaded. Like, this guy was the best of the best. Now, in my opinion, I'm also biased again because we live in Massachusetts and where I'm a Red Sox fan, as are you. Well, at least we used to be. We're not as big anymore. But in my opinion, I think Manny Ramirez is the best right-handed hitter in baseball, at least in our era. I feel pretty confident in saying that. But Barry Bonds is far and away, if not the best, certainly the most feared, right? And how does that not put you in the Hall of Fame when that's what teams did to you? Despite getting walked all the fucking time, he still hit 73 home runs. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking wild to me.
So I have someone's tracker. They're tracking the ballots that have come out yet, or that have come out. 150 public ballots are out, plus 9 anonymous, which is 40%. So through 40% of the ballots out, Bonds has 79%. Clemens is at 78. Ortiz is 83. Roland's at 70, but 70 is not good enough.
What do you need to get in? 75?
75. So the only people. So some people are already eliminated. Sosa being one of them. Vizquel, Teixeira, Sosa, Rollins, Pettit. Guess he sucks. Papelbon, Nathan, Lincecum, Jeff Kent, Torrey Hunter,
Poor Dan Shaughnessy.
Tim Hudson, Ryan Howard, Mark Burley, Bobby Abreu. They've all been eliminated. Right now, Bonds is in, Clemens is in, but the problem is they need still on the remaining ballots, they still need 72 and 73%.
Right. Of the 60% that hasn't been counted.
Todd Helton is alive, but he's only at 58.
Yeah.
Andrew Jones is at 50.
Andrew Jones was sneaky, really good. I don't think he's a Hall of Fame player, but I feel like he doesn't get enough credit for how good he actually was.
Yeah, Ortiz. Manny's only 39%. A-Rod's 42. Scott Rowland needs to be on 78 of the remaining ballots. 78%.
Yep.
Schilling would have to be on 85%, 59. So Schilling's probably out.
Yeah. Well, Schilling already came out.
He's also a dick.
He opened his mouth and said, "You just take me off the ballot." He told people not to vote for him this year. He said he doesn't want to be in the Hall of Fame. He said it's a sham.
Yeah, and Billy Wagner's like 50%. So
yeah.
I don't know. With only 40% in, it's hard to say. And that's updated as of today.
Yeah. They said, like, I don't know when the deadline is either.
24th, they're going to announce. So the ballots might be in, and it's just whoever's chosen to release theirs.
Right.
Has, or whoever chose to make it public, which means the older and crustier the person, the less likely they are to make theirs public.
Correct.
So we could have no one get in again.
Yeah. Didn't no one get in last year?
Correct.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy.
And actually, I think Schilling got the most percent, like 71.
Yeah.
And now he's down to 50 through 40%. So whatever he said must have done the job.
Yeah. But like, it's just dumb. And this is part of the reason why people hate baseball now. It's because it's led by this dying breed of fan, right? Like, no one gives a fuck what your 75-year-old grumpy white man has to say about their opinions. I mean, like, yeah, but I watched Dennis Eckersley and Jim Rice play. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Hey, guess what? I don't care. Barry Bonds is arguably the greatest player to ever play the game of baseball. Roger Clemens, arguably one of the greatest pitchers to ever play the game of baseball. Everybody during that time period was taking steroids. So it doesn't matter to me. Also, newsflash, guys in the 70s and 80s were also taking steroids too. It just wasn't as widely known and probably wasn't as widely used. It became rampant in the 90s and the early 2000s, where I would say more than 50% of the entire league was probably using something. But in the 70s and the 80s, they were still using something. So
I'm looking up Brady Anderson's season, whatever that year that was. He's fucking classic.
I don't even know who that is.
Okay, so Brady Anderson started in 1988. Oh, local guy. He played for the Orioles forever. Played from 88 to 2002. That's 15 years.
Wow.
I'm going to read off his home run totals starting in 1992 when he actually played a real. Okay, actually, you know what? I guess I'll do 91. 1991, he played in 113 games. Home runs 2, 21, 13, 12, 16, 50, 18, 18, 24, 19, 8, 1.
50, huh?
Yeah, you caught that 50, right?
Yeah. Yeah. What year was that? 97?
96.
Yep.
1996.
Yep.
50 home runs, 110 RBIs. His next highest after the 50 home runs was 24. And the next highest RBI after 110 was 81. Yep. Nothing to see here.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, but you can't put Roger Clemens in. You can't put Bonds in because they were using steroids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brady Anderson was using steroids.
Yeah. And it's like, it's it's beating a dead horse at this point, in my opinion. But like, steroids don't make you good at baseball, right? You have have to be really good at baseball. Like steroids don't enhance your hand-eye coordination.
No. So I was talking to our minor leaguer about this. And I don't know where he exactly stood, but he did say, he goes, listen, you hit a ball a hell of a lot harder if you're a hell of a lot stronger.
Yeah.
Also, with steroids, when done properly, which I can't attest that they were or weren't, you don't really get overly sore.
Correct.
And you recover, or whether you recover quicker or the stress isn't as demanding on your body, it makes you fresher for the next time. So getting through 162 games, not as hard.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yep.
What he said was, he goes, what really makes people very good at hitting baseballs is when you know what pitch is coming. He goes, I played against a guy in AA, and he goes, we knew it. He holds his glove it was either his glove or his hands. It was like if he was throwing a fastball, it was up near his chin. And if he was throwing a breaking pitch, it was down near his chest. He goes, my Lord, did I hit some balls fucking hard off him. He goes, that's the real thing. He goes, that's why the ass. He goes, this is what he said. His thing was, he goes, what the Astros did was significantly worse than any steroid user, because it wasn't, league approved, but it was definitely the league like turn a blind eye to.
Right.
And he goes, what the Astros did was way worse, because you're right. He did admit, he goes, if you suck at hitting a baseball, taking steroids isn't going to make you better at hitting a baseball. Right. But generally, you don't get to the major leagues if you can't hit.
Right.
Generally.
But if you know that there's a fastball coming,
he goes, that's the bigger thing.
Yeah.
He goes, they're sitting there, they're cheating. Like they are in fact cheating.
Right. Signaling
each other so that they know what pitch is coming. He goes, no wonder they fucking raked.
Yeah. Yeah, it was wild. I forget who it was. It might have been Altuve, but his splits that year, home and away, were ridiculous. Like, I don't remember the numbers exactly, but like his numbers at home were significantly better than the numbers on the road.
Hitting trash cans.
Yeah. Yeah. Banging on the trash can out back.
Fucking Doug.
Drumming on a street light.
Jose Pork Chop Altuve.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I think I hope Bonds and Clemens get in.
Yeah, it looks like the only remote shot is from the numbers that have come in so far is Roland, Ortiz, Bonds, Clemens.
So the other thing too,
I'm also okay with Sosa and Pettit. And I know I said I would give these guys a vote. I'm also not a baseball writer, so give me a fucking break here.
yeah.
So Sosa's going to be done. Like, he's going to be out off the ballot. Schilling's going to be off the ballot. It's like, okay, then you know what? They're not Hall of Famers. Fine.
Right.
Like, they were good players, but whatever. I think the four we're left with, and again, I'd have to go back and actually like see some numbers on Scott Rowland. But like, I remember Scott Rowland being the best third baseman in baseball for a significant amount of time.
Right.
Like, I'm not, poo-pooing that.
Right.
So who we're left with is fine. And
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's some of the, I would have put some, I would have voted for some other people, but that's because they give me 10 votes and I'm not a baseball writer.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I don't think David Ortiz is going to get in this year. And again, this has nothing to do with talent. This has everything to do with how the BBWAA operates. These fucking cocksuckers. Says this is David Ortiz's first year on the ballot. So because he was a career DH, these guys will literally look at it like, well, we can't let a career DH get in on a first time he's on the ballot. We can't do that. Like, this is literally a thought. We know this. People have
Harmon
said this.
Killebrew would be rolling over in his grave.
People have literally said this, like gone public, like, oh, well, you can't vote for this, player X because it's his first year on the ballot. You can't let him get in on his first year, as if it makes a difference, right? Like, you're either a Hall of Famer.
Is he a Hall of Famer or not?
Exactly. But
well, he's not a Hall of Famer this year, but next year, maybe.
Yeah. But this is the type of people that we're dealing with the BBWAA. And it's why I hate all of them, or most of them. I think some of them now are a little bit younger and have half a brain, but all of the core old guys in the BBWAA can fuck right off, in my opinion. Because if you're going to look at it like, oh, we can't let this guy get in on the first ballot, so, but I'll vote for him next year. What the fuck kind of logic is that? Retarded. That's what kind of logic it is.
Oh, it's awful.
I'll answer my own question on that one. All right. We got I got a good one. I gotta bring this up. This is phenomenal. So leave it to, since we're shredding like writers and associations and all this, leave it to the New York Times, right? The vaunted, hailed New York Times. That's the bastion of great journalism, right? And straight facts and all that stuff. Great company. They, luckily, have stepped up to give a certain group of people a voice that they otherwise may not have had. The New York Times really cares about blind people because they just published an article, and the title is this. I'm going to try not to laugh when I read it. At home coronavirus tests are inaccessible to blind people. With visual cues and complex steps, at-home coronavirus tests are often inaccessible to blind people. So the New York Times is going after people that make coronavirus at-home tests because they're not accessible for blind people.
So the New York Times has a platform where all of their articles get read out loud to people. Someone narrates every article.
Yeah. Does the New York Times come in Braille?
Yeah. I mean, if it doesn't come in Braille and if it isn't narrated for them, it's almost like the New York Times might be being hypocritical. I mean, that can't be right, can it?
No, why? No way. They can't be hypocritical at all.
Yeah. There's something ironic about a newspaper writing an article bitching about inaccessibility to blind people.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank God. What would we do without the New York Times standing up for blind people?
It's so dumb.
It's really the dumbest time to be alive.
Although, just found this out, the at-home tests, if you can get your hands on any, not only can you probably sell them at a profit, I think health insurance companies are reimbursing up to 8.
Yeah, starting not until next week.
So I gotta forge that receipt. No, I didn't buy any yet.
Yeah.
No, I'll know what will happen. I'll go buy 8 and like the pandemic will be over.
Dude, what are you waiting for? Go buy them.
They don't have any. And I'm not driving around like a dickhead to find them, just so I can have them at the gym to sell them for more.
Yeah, just so I can make a profit off of them.
Yep.
What you really have to do is do what Mitch was talking about and just start making appointments and sell the appointments.
I thought about doing that. It's like urgent care calls, like, oh, we're here for your appointment. No, I sold that.
Yeah. Oh no,
what?
Some guy named Steve didn't show up for that.
Yeah. Denise or D-Nice, she's supposed to be coming in. She'll be in shortly.
Yeah. Yeah. So I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, it's a clown show.
Yeah, clown show. The other thing that I want to touch on briefly before we wrap things up here is I actually found out about this from Nikos the other day on Twitter. But he tagged us in it. So it had to do with some fucked up shit going on over in China.
Imagine that.
China created an artificial sun. They legit made a sun and like put it in the sky, and it burned for, I think, 17 minutes. So I have this right here. China's artificial sun just broke a record for the longest sustained nuclear fusion. Superheated plasma reached 126 million degrees Fahrenheit for 17 minutes. So I don't know what the point of this is.
Yeah, what's it supposed to do? Like, why?
I don't know. Why do we need an artificial sun? Besides, like, maybe for energy? But like, I don't know, because I responded back to Nikos in that tweet, and I was like, they tried to do that in Spider-Man 2, and it didn't work out so well. You know, the Doc Ock had to throw the sun into the river and flood it. It started fucking shit up too much. So, but I don't know, dude. It's weird. It's very weird to me.
Seems like a gross misuse of resources.
Yeah. So it's cool, right? That they've created nuclear fusion or like artificially, because people have been trying to do that forever. Right now they use fission, which, not to get all physicsy and fucking boring to people, the difference is nuclear fission is when you break atoms apart, right? And nuclear fusion is when you put them together. Nuclear fusion is a lot fucking harder, and it's what obviously happens in the sun, which gives off a ton of fucking heat and energy. So theoretically, if you were able to sustain nuclear fusion over time, you would quite literally, to quote Spider-Man 2, have the power of the sun in the palm of your hand. So it would be really fucking cool to do, but I don't know how sustainable it is, right? So like China just did it for 17 minutes. And I think they just did it just to kind of like flex on the rest of the world. You know what I mean? Like they didn't like they made a fake sun and they put it up in the sky. Like they didn't like make a fake sun and then try and like draw energy from it at all. They just like did it just to do it. So
like, hey, we're here and here's the sun.
Yeah, like, hey, look at us, we can do this. It's not very practical, if you ask me, but hey, they did it. I don't know of anywhere in the United States that's able to do it, or the rest of the world for that matter, especially on that scale. If you guys haven't seen the video of it, you can just Google it. It looks like a sun, right? Like it looks like you're on fucking, was it Tatooine that had the two suns?
Tatooine did have the two suns.
It literally, that's what it looked like. It was like a big sun that like floated up in the sky and then went away. And then you had the others, like the real sun, like, hundreds of millions of miles away. So I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to me, but they did it and they're going to keep doing it. So
fuck China.
Yeah. Fuck China. Seriously. That's the takeaway.
Yeah, that's what I got. Fuck China.
Yeah. All right. Well, you want to start wrapping this up?
We can wrap this up.
All right.
We have a Doodle Stradamus on our hands.
Ooh.
Leo correctly picked the winner of the national championship.
How did he do it?
Well, he was sitting there. I asked him, Leo, you want the Bulldogs to win? He barked at me. I go, or the Elephants. He didn't say anything. I just try to keep it simple with him, keep it in something he can relate to, animals.
Yeah.
So, and then I ask him, I'm like, well, spread, he barks, or money line, he barks again. I'm like, well, it can't be both, man. Like, the fuck. So, like, whatever. It probably got riled up, whatever. So, sit him down again.
Little did we know he was right on both.
Little did I. So, fuck. Whatever. I didn't want to take the money line because it was minus 130.
Yeah.
So I looked at him again. And I go, Bulldogs. He barks. I go, Elephants. He just looks at me. And I go, spread. He barks. I go, money line. He looks at me. All right, minus 2.5.
All right.
So he is 1-0. Potentially the best gambler in the house. Michaela said that earlier, like he was the best better, but I think she's 1-0 on sports bets. I'm not sure.
Probably, yeah. Well, I mean, if you don't count the pool that we did.
No, okay, yeah. And she has bet and gambled otherwise. This is the Doodle's only response.
So he's literally hitting at 100%.
Oh yeah. So if you want to buy his picks, he'll probably be saving his talents for the Super Bowl, I assume.
Yeah.
But he was on the right side of it. Fade the public, fade the bartender.
I'll have to consult with him before I put my picks in for Super Wildcard weekend.
See, now here's the deal with him. He understands how this works. You can't just take a million sides.
He's
you
not
do your research.
Leo's not doing the road to 272 bets.
No, listen.
We'll leave that for our friend Ian.
Ian will do 272. He was up, 25 units, 28 units?
Yeah.
Which is fucking incredible, but I don't know what percent he hit at. I know he was fucking hot to start and he hit a bunch of underdog money lines. Yeah, Leo's going to save his talents for when things really matter. So See if we can get a Masters bet out of him, maybe.
Ooh, yeah, that would be a good one.
Although I did tell everyone, and since I already told you, it's already dead in the water. I did take Cam Smith 30-1 to win the Masters. He plays well there. He just won in Hawaii, and he played pretty well, all things considered, last year. He's also fucking disgusting, and I'll be sick if he fucking wins. So, most likely he'll just MC Hammer his way on by and probably win the PGA or something like that. Because fuck me, I'll have him on the wrong tournament.
the wrong major.
But mybookie.com or mybookie.ag, they had the best odds, 30-1.
30-1.
I was seeing 20, 25, and 28. That's not 30.
No,
I locked in 30-1. So
I sprinkled on it after you told me. Yep. I was like, yeah, sure.
That's why I tell you, man. It's I was actually listening to a guy that does like mostly all futures, whatever. And I'm like, fuck, it makes so much sense to like pay attention to what's going on. But I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna lose so much money on futures. Like so many.
Yeah. I tend to lose a lot of money on golf bets.
Yeah, golf's tough because so like I actually handicapped after round 1, I handicapped last week. It was a snow day and I was at work with nothing to do. And even with it, it's like I came out with Cam Smith, John Rahm, Daniel Berger, and then I think like a flyer would have been Sung Jae In. But it's like Cam Smith and John Rahm, there's no money to be made.
Right.
Because the odds were too high. Well, guess who finished 1-2? Like,
yep.
So it's like I know a lot of people. Golf's hard. Like I know people make money because if you can hit a big number, it almost settles you for fucking half the year.
Yeah, and I did that at one point last year. I forget what I hit on, but I hit someone. I think it was like 22-1.
Yeah, I mean that's 22 units coming back if it's a 1-unit bet. So
yeah,
that can buoy again most of a year. Or if you take 4 outrights,
right?
5 tournaments,
right?
But like fucking seriously, how many outrights are you gonna hit?
Right. Yeah, it's not NASCAR.
No, but that's why you have to have, and like with this guy, when he does futures, he's just paying attention to it and what you inevitably get. Now I listened to it on the Chicken Dinner podcast, Fading the Bartender, or the guy who fades the bartender, Sam Panayana not gonna work here anymore. And even like last night, so Sam jumped on Georgia plus 140 to win the national championship when they lost to Bama in the SEC title game. And at one point, I think Alabama lost to Texas A&M, right?
Yeah.
So earlier in the season, he already had Alabama plus 250 to win. So they meet in the national championship game. He called it a cigar game. You can sit back, spark up. You already won.
Right.
But it's like, you got to be fucking on top of this shit. And you have to take some gross bets because you have to take some shit that isn't going to hit, such as him taking the Steelers to win the Super Bowl. This was a different guy. This is a guy he had on the podcast.
Right.
Like taking the Steelers to win the Super Bowl. Like Chicken Dinner took Tennessee plus 500 to win the AFC. Plus 500 to win the AFC, the AFC championship, because he already has a future on Kansas City that he took at plus 600 when they were terrible.
Right.
So it's like, logically, who's potentially going to be there in the AFC championship game? Probably Kansas City, maybe Tennessee. I don't think Tennessee because I don't think they're very good.
No, I don't either.
But plus 500, plus 600, if you have both of those in the same game, again, cigar game.
Right.
You can't lose.
Right.
If they both get there.
Yeah, they just have to both get there.
But if Cam Smith starts playing
maybe the Steelers pull it off. They're 5-1 right now
to win the game.
I think the Steelers, I don't know. I think the Steelers got something going.
Show me the ticket of you putting a future on them getting past this game, and then we'll talk. But like with Cam Smith, it could go one of two ways. I don't know the market well enough, truthfully. He could go down if he wins again or starts playing well, or he could go back up and because he plays like shit and I just fucking put the absolute hex on him.
Yeah. Ready for this? On Action Network, it's backwards, but that's if you're watching on YouTube, you can see this. It's a little blurry, but it says Pittsburgh plus 500, half a unit. I put half a unit on it. On Pittsburgh at plus 500.
That's an absolute flyer.
It's there. You asked for it.
That is a fucking flyer. No, what I asked for was I said a future.
Oh yeah, for them to win the AFC?
Either the AFC or the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So I also have a ticket on the San Francisco 49ers to win the Super Bowl. 50-1. So I'm sitting on that. I think those are the only two futures that I have right now. I might toss another one in before this weekend.
Hold on. Pittsburgh isn't a future. That's just a game.
Oh yeah, no, sorry. I'm not paying attention to what I'm saying. The 49ers is the only future that I have right now. Like I said, I might toss another one in there at some point, but we'll see. I still got to go through and do my handicapping for this weekend. Because, I just went 12-4 last week, so I'm a handicapper now.
Yep. It's that easy. All you have to do is call yourself one.
Yep. Yeah, it's easy enough, right? There's no governing body.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I'm a handicapper. Yeah, I handicap games.
Yeah, no one ever asks how much do you win.
Yeah.
Oh, win? No, I don't win.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't bet them. I just tell you what to bet. I go 12-4 and I don't make any of the bets.
I create content, curate content, if you will.
Yeah. All right. So for my final thought, I actually burned through most of my stuff. So I am going to go with this, that I said it to you earlier, but I am currently a fucking mess when it comes to trying to get any sort of organization going, because I use the Google Calendar for just about anything and everything. Like if you looked at my Google Calendar before, there was fucking squares and boxes and shit all over the place. Like that's how I remembered to do stuff. Cause like the way my brain works, if you tell me to like do something at some time on some day, I don't have the bandwidth to remember that. Like my brain goes way too fucking fast for too many other things that go on. And I think about the most randomest shit. I'm not going to remember. I'm not going to remember dates. I don't remember times. I don't remember anything. So I put it all in the Google Calendar. Well, the Google Calendar that I used frequently was tied to my work email. So obviously I no longer work for that organization. So I lost all of my shit. So I now no longer know when anything is. Just in the last day, I had to ask you when we were going to record.
Which is the same time every Tuesday.
This is episode 319. We've probably been doing Zooms since April.
July. No, because I was going to your house a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we've been doing Zooms since like July. Most often on a Tuesday night. Could not remember for the life of me whether it was supposed to be 7 or 7:30. Don't have a calendar for it. And then Bill's wedding. Didn't know when it was. I had to go search for the invitation that luckily we just got in the mail like a week or two ago. But I was like, fuck, I don't know what day it is anymore. I'm supposed to have some fucking ski weekend that I'm probably not going to go to anyway. I didn't know when it was. I got no idea. It's some weekend in January, the end of January. Didn't know when it was. There was something else too. I was supposed to do something somewhere or set like a reminder to go somewhere, and it's gone. See, I can't even remember what I forgot. So I guess the moral of the story is
you're an idiot.
I'm an idiot. And if you're like me and you need to use the Google Calendar to remember to like do everything, don't tie it to your work email, because there's a chance one day you're not going to work there anymore. So tie it to your personal email, and then you will never have that problem.
To be fair, if you own your own work email, then it's fine.
Yeah, that's fair.
Some of us do.
Yeah. So I will be spending, I'd probably no time, to be totally honest. I'm not going to spend any time rebuilding my Google Calendar. But as things go, I'll put things back on there. Like I had people's like birthdays on there, so I would remember it was their birthday. Those are gone. I have no idea now. So whatever. Not that it really matters anyway, but like it was one of those like, oh, today's Finn's birthday, which I think is actually coming up soon. I could tell you what day it was, but I probably don't have it on my calendar anymore.
I want to say it's the 18th.
Yeah, I know it's always right around Martin Luther King Day. It's the middle of the month. The 18th sounds right.
I think it's the 18th.
Yeah. I would have said the 17th, so I'm going to go with you. Because, again, I don't know. So I'll put it in as the 18th. All right. So that's going to do it. Thank you for watching. Again, if you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up, click subscribe wherever you're listening. If you're audio only, subscribe, rate, review, all that fun stuff. Big thank you to grillyourassoff.com. Go to grillyourassoff.com, use our promo code SarcasmPod for 15% off your entire order. They have the world's best seasonings, barbecue sauces. They got pickles, hats, aprons, accoutrements like meat thermometers and tongs and all those things. So go to grillyourassoff.com. Again, use our promo code SarcasmPod for 15% off your order every single time you check out. You can get us on Instagram at SarcasmSpeaksPod. We're on Twitter at Sarcasm_speaks. Our Facebook page is Sarcasm Speaks. Like I said on the last episode, our website is finally operational, so you can go there at sarcasmspeaks.com. I think that's it. So until next time, good night.